Welcome back to Money Matters, the podcast where we dive deep into all things finance. I'm Mark, your friendly neighborhood job person.
And I'm Steve, your resident businessman. Glad to be here, Mark.
Today, we're going to explore the world of money from two different perspectives. I'm coming from the angle of someone who's working a 9-to-5 job, while Steve here has a background in running businesses.
Sounds like a plan. I'm looking forward to this.
So, Steve, let's start with the basics. From your perspective as a businessman, how do you view money?
Well, Mark, money in business is like oxygen. It's essential for survival and growth. For me, it's not just about making money, but also about managing it wisely, allocating resources to different areas, investing in growth opportunities, and making sure the cash flow is healthy.
That's interesting. For me, working a regular job, money feels more like a fixed entity. I get a paycheck every month, and my primary focus is on budgeting and saving. How do you handle the uncertainty that comes with running a business?
Great question. Uncertainty is part of the game. I mitigate it by planning for the worst-case scenarios, diversifying investments, and maintaining an emergency fund. But it's not just about reacting to uncertainty. It's also about anticipating trends and being agile.
That makes sense. When it comes to budgeting, I follow a structured approach. I track expenses, set savings goals, and stick to a plan. Do you use a similar approach in your business, or is it more flexible?
I'd say it's a bit of both. We definitely have a budget and financial targets, but we need to stay flexible. If an unexpected opportunity arises, or if there's a shift in the market, we might adjust our budget accordingly.
Flexibility sounds crucial. On the personal side, one of my main goals is to save for retirement. How do you approach retirement planning in a business context?
Retirement planning for a business owner can be quite different. I focus on building a solid portfolio of investments and assets that will provide passive income in the future. We also have to consider the business itself, ensuring it's in good shape for a potential sale or succession planning.
That's a good point. For me, retirement planning means contributing to my 401k and making sure I have a solid savings plan. Speaking of savings, let's talk about investments. I tend to be conservative with my investments, mostly low-risk options like index funds. How do you approach investments?
I'm a bit more aggressive with investments, but it's all about balancing risk and reward. I invest in a mix of stocks, real estate, and sometimes startups. Diversification is key to managing risk while pursuing higher returns.
That's a strategy I've heard of but haven't really explored myself. I imagine it takes a lot of research and expertise.
Absolutely. It's important to stay informed and sometimes even seek advice from financial experts, but it's also about understanding your own risk tolerance and goals.
Now, shifting gears a bit, how do you handle financial stress as a businessman?
Financial stress can be tough, especially when you're responsible for employees and business operations. I handle it by focusing on problem solving and maintaining a clear financial plan. Regular reviews and staying connected with my financial advisors helps keep stress at bay.
I can relate to that. Even with a steady job, financial stress can creep up, especially with unexpected expenses or changes in income. I find that having a solid emergency fund and practicing mindful spending helps.
That's a great approach. Having an emergency fund is crucial for anyone, whether you're a business owner or an employee.
Before we wrap up, let's share a tip for our listeners. Steve, what's your top financial tip?
My top tip would be to keep learning about finances. Stay informed about market trends, investment options, and personal finance strategies. Knowledge is power when it comes to managing your money effectively.
Great advice. My tip would be to stick to a budget and regularly review your financial goals. It helps keep you on track and ensures you're prepared for any surprises that come your way.
Excellent tips, Mark. It's been great discussing money from both our perspectives.
Absolutely, Steve. Thanks for joining me today.
Anytime, Mark.
And thank you to our listeners for tuning in to Money Matters. We hope you found our discussion insightful. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye for now.
Take care.